Welcome to the Lynn Community Television Show. I'm Sean Donahue. Here with me today from the Haven Project, we have Gina Mazman, Emily Urbina, and Abi Cissel. And we're here today to talk about the Haven Project and what they do here in the city of Lynn. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my guests for coming onto the program. If you're interested, you can jump on to www.havenproject.net to find some additional info. We're going to get into this organization through and through, but first and foremost, let's talk to our guests and give them an opportunity to explain who they are and how they're involved. Ginny, let's start with you.
So hi, I'm Gina Mazman. I'm the Executive Director of the Haven Project. The Haven Project works with homeless unaccompanied young adults north of Boston. And my job is to ensure that we have the resources and we're developing programs to help these young people move forward in their lives.
All right, so let me just get this straight. This is an organization dedicated to eradicating homelessness among the youth, more so in the North Shore area?
Yes, most of our clients are from Lynn, but we're located right near the train station at 57 Monroe Street, and so we do get young adults from other cities come in to get our services.
We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about the industry, so to say, other organizations like yours, but I'd like to go right down the line. Emily, you're the program director over there. Let's talk about what that entails.
Awesome. So I work with a great team of staff and volunteers in our drop-in center. We're open 4 days a week, and we do anything from helping our clients figure out their housing situations to moving forward in their education, becoming employed, getting their basic needs taken care of, and of course we also have a job training program on site.
All right, and we'll talk a little bit more about those programs in depth. Abi, now your concept is a little interesting and it's unique, so to say, too. So you're the manager over at Land of a Thousand Hills Coffee, right?
Yes.
And the organization itself is kind of dedicated to developing a opportunity for people to build skills and gain employment. So let's talk a little bit about how you're involved and what you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm the cafe manager at Land of a Thousand Hills. We are a social enterprise and we're owned by the Haven Project. So we're an on-site job training program for the clients that Emily sees in the drop-in center those 4 days a week, and the clients that we get there can apply for this program and be employed at the cafe.
What a cool concept. So this isn't your just traditional coffee shop. This is a coffee shop with a mission, right?
Yes, drink coffee, do good.
All right, drink coffee, do good. So if you're at home and you're looking for a place to buy your coffee and make it into a benefit to the community, these guys will be able to help you out. So we'll talk a little bit more about Land of Thousand Hills and what you have these guys working on over there. But I want to talk a little bit about the mission of the organization. So you're set out and you're here, you're dedicated to eradicating homelessness among the youths. Mm-hmm. So why did this come about? What is the need and how did the cause actually come into fruition?
So I'm actually the founding executive director. I worked with young adults who were in state-funded programs. A lot of them age out when they turn 18, but they really don't have the skills to be able to be stable on their own. So we decided there was nothing north of Boston excuse me, for this population. There are places in Boston like Bridge Over Troubled Waters for these young people, but nothing north of Boston. And Lynn has a need, excuse me, has a lot of homeless young adults, and they need the support to be able to be independent and successful.
So why is this, obviously today, there's a lot more homeless youth than there were 10 years ago, 20 years ago. What's the correlation?
Well, you know, there's lots of different reasons why a young adult would find themselves homeless. Some of the young adults we work with are new to the country. Some, like I said, have aged out of state systems of care. Sometimes there's just poverty in the family, and they can't afford to take care of the young person once they turn 18. So other times there's just violence in the family, or there's drugs in the family, and the young person doesn't want to be there anymore. So Lynn actually has the highest number of homeless young adults in high school in the state. So there's a real need in Lynn for these services.
So there's a huge need for this. So Emily, I want to talk to you about some of the programs that you guys have in effect already that are actually helping these kids gain the skills that they need to become contributing citizens.
So as I said, everything really centers on our drop-in center. It's kind of the hub of what we do, and it's in the same location as our coffee shop on the second floor. right in downtown Lynn. It's an awesome location. And so we're open 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. And when a client comes in, they're immediately exposed to a positive environment with staff that's ready to help them out. We have a ton of laptops set up, ready, connected to Wi-Fi and ready to go. We've got snacks and drinks and a whole bunch of hygiene supplies and free things, school supplies and things like that our
So a
clients
legitimate
can grab.
haven.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Trying to create an environment for them to feel relaxed and get some reprieve from the chaos or the crises they're experiencing, but also be able to work and move forward and make some progress in their life.
Yeah, I mean, organizations like yours are great because they have the availability to give people access that they need. A lot of people who come into a situation like this, they don't know what the next step is or how to even get started.
Yeah.
So coming into an organization like the Haven Project must give them a little bit of confidence. You got a staff that's ready, willing, and able to help you out. And on top of it, you can grab yourself a snack. So it's got to kind of give them some type of reassurance.
Yeah.
A lot of these folks who come in are probably distraught. They're usually in a situation where it's of an emergency or maybe it's a crisis situation. And that's going to be really difficult for you. Let's talk about that.
Well, I like to say a lot of our clients come in and they're a little hangry. So sometimes, just the stress of life, being a young adult in and of itself is stressful. And then you put on top of that having an unstable place to live, and you've got a whole kind of mounting issue that's just taking over their lives at times. So
First step, feed them.
First step, get something in their stomachs, help them relax. Yeah.
Okay.
Get to know them a little bit. That's definitely our objective when we first start with a client. And then give them just, you made an excellent point. There's a ton of resources available for our clients. And so our objective is to really give them access to all of that. I mean, we work closely with the Career Center, we work closely with North Shore Community College, and a ton of other organizations in Lynn that are doing awesome things for young adults, but they're not aware of what's available to them. And so they're coming in and we're giving them, hey, these are your options. This is what's available to you. Why don't we get started on some of that stuff right now? And all the time, we're trying to keep a balance between that immediate help that they need, kind of the emergency solutions, and setting them up for long-term success that will get them out of the cycles they might be experiencing in their lives.
Right, yeah, because usually this is a reoccurring type of thing. It doesn't just go away. It's usually something that comes back in 4 years. It's something they have to deal with. So you want to really make sure that they got the skills and everything necessary in order to move forward and grow, as opposed to just staying stagnant and keeping a sustainable streak of not such good things. So Abi, I want to talk a little bit about Land of 1,000 Hills and its employment base. Some of the people that you work with, talk about them. You don't have to get into specifics, names and stuff like that, but what type of employees are they? What type of candidates are they?
So we've seen a whole array of clients. Some of them, they're high school students, it's their first job opportunity. Some other clients may be older, maybe have some more work experience, but pretty much all of our clients are needing to learn those soft skills that they might not already have in order to succeed in future job opportunities. So that looks like showing up to work on time, dressed appropriately, in a healthy state of mind to be working, and learning soft skills like keeping the area clean, food prep. We're doing some coffee training. So all of our clients have come in very different situations. There are language barriers that we've had to deal with, but all in all, we're just trying to get them those soft skills so that they can have those future job opportunities.
What I think is really cool, outside the soft skills, right? So it usually takes us all like one job to kind of get that. Hey, show up on time, the next day you're late, you're fired. Wow, they really mean business. The next job I have, I'm going to be there 15 minutes early all the time. So this is kind of a stepping stone for them. But what's really cool is that you're teaching them about the industry. They're not just learning how to put cups away, they're not just learning how to clean counters, but they're learning about the chemistry behind coffee. They're learning about the industry, so to say. So let's talk about some of the things that these guys are actually exposed to.
So yes, we do all specialty coffee. It's coming from Rwanda. It's the top of the top coffee. And we've been able to do some espresso training with the clients. Each client is on a different level, and depending how far they get in the program, they have that opportunity to learn about it. But it's inevitable. They ask a lot of questions, a lot of great questions, and they're all super curious about our product. So it's been fun being able to take chunks of time and do some training with that stuff as well.
How do they receive this information? Are they excited?
They're super excited. They find it very interesting. They didn't realize that the world of coffee is so large and there's a lot of chemistry behind it, and they're fascinated that a single cup of coffee, the process it takes to get there is so complex.
You know, and it kind of makes me reassured. I'm a big coffee drinker. So I always consider like what it costs to buy the coffee and then the markup. It's a ridiculous, the industry, so to say, but the industry itself provides you with all this know-how, so it's kind of justified. Ginny, you want to talk a little bit about how people can get involved, whether it's volunteers or whether it's people who actually need to take advantage of the services. Outside of the website, you can go to www.havenproject.net or reach out to the information at the bottom of the screen. How can people get involved?
So if there are young adults or somebody knows a young adult that is in crisis, and so that means they're not staying with a family member. They're out on their own. Couch surfing is what most of these kids do. They can go to our drop-in center, which is open from 4 to 7, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If people want to volunteer, they can, we have information session, 2 information sessions every month. And that's a great way for people to come in and just learn directly from our team about what we're actually doing and get some more information.
Sure.
Then they can decide, oh, I'd like to be a tutor, or I'd like to help out in certain ways. I'd like to bring food, or I just want to know what's going on in my community. It's a no pressure environment for people to learn about what we're doing. And I just wanted to touch a little bit about the social enterprise. Part of the reason, so we opened that in January because we found that we were able to get kids jobs, but they weren't keeping them because they didn't have some of those soft skills. So this gives us the opportunity to hire them and not fire them, like you said.
It's going to add some credibility to the organization too, because where you've got these high-end candidates coming out, organizations are going to be like, actually the Haven Project, they have a lot of great candidates. They have a training program over there. We might want to reach out to them and see if they've got any candidates. Yes. So I have a lot of background in the staffing industry. I used to work at an organization in Boston, and it was my job to sell staffing to the state of Massachusetts during that whole recession. So it was like, hey, how's it going? I got this guy, he wants to work for you. And it's like, I just laid off all of my friends. I don't know how you think I'm going to hire this person. But when it comes to being able to generate an employment base, these guys are all paid for their services, right? So that's definitely something that they've got. It's not just a volunteer thing where they're coming in, they're learning about it. Right. They're actually generating an income so they can, develop their wardrobe or, save up so they can get themselves a car and make themselves a little bit more independent. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the demographic. A lot of these kids are from Lynn, all right? We talked about the reasons why they would be in the Haven Project, whether it be violence at home or they're in a crisis situation, their parents can't afford to help them. But overall, what are these kids trying to gain? What do they want out of life?
So they have big dreams like everybody else, but they just don't know how to access them. And Lynn has a lot of opportunities for them. We're located in a great city that has a great transportation system so they can get to jobs. We have North Shore Community College so they can attend school. The Career Center's there that has all kinds of free programs for them. So our job is to help them find those things so that they're out of the cycle of homelessness. We're trying to avoid them having long-term homelessness. And there's so many opportunities for them that if we can work with them 3 to 6 months, they're just on a very different path in a short amount of time. Okay.
Emily, I want to ask you the same question because you work with these guys a lot hands-on, one-on-one. You're training your staff to make sure that they're ready for them. When these kids come in, what are they trying to do? What do they want from life?
I think real simply, they just want to be successful. They just want to be able to be moving forward in their life, getting an education, getting a job, being able to establish themselves, and getting out of whatever situations brought them to the situation that they're in, the housing instability.
Okay, so really just trying to gain some sustainability.
Yeah.
Abi, can you speak to the work ethic of these candidates?
Yeah, they're looking for some good work experience in a safe environment where they know that they're protected and they're cared for and they're going to get a second chance over and over and over again. And I think that's what makes us unique as a program.
All right. So the Haven Project, how long have you guys been around?
We've had our 501c3 for 5 years, but the drop-in center has been open for 4, so really operational for 4.
All right. So the drop-in center is a big part of the Haven Project. You said you meet 4 to 7, Monday through Friday, right? Are there any other types of meetings that people can go and learn about, or just drop in and see what's going on?
Well, other than coming into the cafe, which has some information about the programs and things like that, going to our website, which is, I think,
www.havenproject.net.
is pretty extensive, and coming to the information meetings, those are the best ways. But if somebody had a specific question, they could certainly email office@havenproject.net, and we'd be happy to talk to them about what we're doing.
All right. So walk-ins welcome. Any continuous improvements that we should expect to see coming out of the Haven Project? Outside of coffee, I mean, will they be getting into the industries of Uber or transportation? What is your vision for it?
We probably will start another social enterprise. We're looking at that. And possibly a jewelry making opportunity, because some of our clients aren't dependable enough to even show up to their shift at the coffee shop for 12 hours a week, because they just don't know where they're going to be living. So we're looking at that. We are also looking at some type of really a housing program, but possibly renting or buying a home and having short-term rentals available for our clients. 'Cause that's the piece that's missing.
All right. Emily, anything to add to the programs, what programs are available, which ones you're excited about?
Oh, which ones I'm excited about? I'm excited about what we're doing in general. I'm thrilled that we're able to address this growing issue and largely invisible issue. I don't know if you're aware, but Lynn is the highest population of unaccompanied homeless young adults in the state. And we have close to 300 that are in school. National estimates suggest that 6 times that amount have already dropped out of school. So we're dealing with a huge, huge population, a lot of need for housing. So I'm really thrilled about the idea of getting the housing program up and running.
Cool.
Yeah.
Abby, anything to say to the kids who are kind of on the fence and how to get involved? If they're at home kind of deciding, maybe the Haven Project is for me or maybe it's not, what would you say to them?
I would say you just need to come in and find out and figure out how we can offer services to them. We have a little bit of everything like this. They've been talking about, we do the hot meals, Tuesday through Friday. We're having the job training program running. We help kids with education. So there's a whole slew of services that we're providing, and they just need a call.
All right. Reach out to the information at the bottom of your screen. I want to say thank you to my guests, Gini, Emily, and Abby of the Haven Project. These guys are doing great work, and they're very professional, and they're good at what they do. They've been around for about 5 years now. They've been successful for a long time. So I just want to say to our guests, thank you for coming onto the program. Reach out to the Haven Project for more information, www.havenproject.net. That's it for the Lynn Community Television Show. From the studio here at LCTV, I'm Sean Donahue, wishing you all the best.